prepared dinner. And I was gonna warn you, I'm not the best at public speaking, so this might be a little choppy, but I'm gonna tell a joke. So, it's not the red banana. It's similar, but it's not the red banana. I can't do the red banana. But anyways, so there's this guy, and he's driving down the street, and then all of a sudden, his car breaks down. And it's right in front of a monastery, and for any of the kids in the audience, that's where monks live. Don't know if you know what a monk is, but I don't know how to explain that. But anyways, so his car breaks down there, and he goes inside the monastery, and he asks the monks, hey, can I have some help? So they let him sleep there for the night, and while he's there, they fix his car for him. And right before he fell asleep, he heard this really loud bang from somewhere in the monastery, but he decided to just let it go. It was too late, he couldn't do anything, so he went to sleep. And he would ask them about it the next morning. And when he did ask them, they said, oh, we can't tell you what it is. You're not a monk. So he's like, oh, okay, whatever, I guess. So he goes about his regular business after that. And then several years later, he's driving past the same monastery, and his car breaks down again. And he goes inside, he talks to the monks, hey, can you fix my car? Can I get some sleep? And they do that, they let him stay there. But the same noise, he hears it again right before he falls asleep. And this time he was a little more curious, but he still didn't ask them about it that night. And the next morning, he goes up to them and says, what was that noise last night? And once again, they said, oh, we can't tell you what it was, you're not a monk. So a few years pass again, and he's driving past the same monastery, and his car breaks down for a third time. And he goes inside, the monks know him by now, so they fix his car. They let him stay there for a night. And for the third straight night that he's there, he hears that same bang from somewhere in the monastery. And this time he can't get any sleep, but he just lays in bed. He doesn't want to ask them about that night because all the monks are asleep by now. And the next morning, he goes up to them and says, all right, what was that noise? This is the third time that I've been here. It's the third time that it's happened. What was it? And once again, the monks say, we can't tell you, you're not a monk. So he asks them, well, what can I do to become a monk? Because I really want to know what this is. And they say, okay, the only way you can become a monk is to travel the world and count how many blades of grass there are in the entire world and how many pebbles of sand there are on every beach. And he goes on this journey for years and years and years and years and doesn't come back until he's really, really old. And he goes to the head monk and says, all right, I did it. There are a lot of blades of glass and a lot of pebbles of sand. And the monk is like, all right, you're a monk now. I can tell you what that noise is. But I can't tell you, I can only show you. So he takes him to this door, and he says, all right, the noise is behind that door. And he goes to shut the door, and it's locked. And he asks the monk, okay, very funny, can I have the key for this door? And he's like, okay, yeah, here it is. So he goes into it, and then inside that door is another door. And he tries it, it's locked. He asks the monk, can I have the key? And they're like, yeah, here's the key. And this goes on for hours. There's door after door after door after door. And he's kind of getting tired of it. He's thinking, I don't want to be a monk. I don't care about this stupid noise. I just want to go home and... and then finally the monk says, okay, this is the last door. What made the noise is right behind it. You just have to get through it. And so the monk gets through. He opens the door. He looks inside, and he sees what made the noise. But I can't tell you because you're not monks.
What does it take for us to become monks?
You have to count the grass and the pebbles. Yeah.
Say hi to Grandma Grandpa Coos, their FaceTime.
Yeah, hi Grandma, so that's it for me. Yeah, so I wasn't really told what to do now, but I think
We should go eat.
So
Here's all the deck.
interpretive dance. Right? What?
Interpretive dance.
Yeah. All right, that's it.